The Arctic does not offer chances. The polar bear takes them in a single decisive beat. Its massive frame advances under heavy pressure, every sense locked in, forcing any opponent to hesitate with each close approach. In just a few critical seconds, power surges, and the balance around it shifts immediately. In this frozen realm, every push is calculated to the extreme. So what allows this predator to continue ruling such a cold and unforgiving world? The polar bear is the largest land predator of the Arctic. Adult males typically weigh between 900 and over 1,300 pounds, with body lengths reaching up to about 8 feet. A thick, fat layer several inches beneath the skin acts as powerful insulation, allowing the body to retain heat even when air temperatures drop below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. A solid skeletal frame, strong limbs, and large paws that function like natural snowshoes help spread weight across thin ice. Its dense white fur provides warmth, offers limited water resistance, and creates near-perfect camouflage against snow and ice. The combination of physical strength, cold tolerance, and highly tuned senses produces exceptional endurance. Together, these traits stand as clear evidence of the polar bear's adaptation to life in a frozen world. Across the frozen kingdom of the Arctic, seal breathing holes are rare gateways connecting the deep ocean to open air. For the polar bear, these openings are like hidden treasure, providing the only rich source of fat that allows survival in a land shaped by extreme cold. The polar bear relies on an exceptional sense of smell, capable of detecting prey from distances of up to 20 miles. It waits patiently beside these breathing holes for hours at a time. A seal's moment at the surface lasts only an instant, and just a few seconds can decide whether a meal is secured. When the moment arrives, the bear's forward surge is instantaneous, fast, controlled, and precise, ending the pursuit before the seal can slip back beneath the water. Each successful hunt delivers an enormous energy reward, supplying enough calories to sustain a polar bear for up to 10 days. This strategy depends not only on strength, but on reading the rhythm of the environment. The bear memorizes the locations of breathing holes and anticipates where a seal is most likely to surface. Even so, the success rate of this method remains only around 10 to 20%, turning every approach into a high-stakes calculation between remaining energy and the risk of going without food. In the struggle to survive, danger does not come only from other predators, but at times from members of the same species. These confrontations often arise from very specific triggers: a leftover food source, a familiar travel route, or a stretch of ice close to where a female is raising her cubs. An encounter usually begins with a display of dominance. Bodies rise upright, movements trace wide arcs to claim position, and low warning sounds fill the air. If neither side yields, two massive forms press close, pushing and testing each other on slick ice until one loses leverage and withdraws to conserve energy. When food grows scarce and ice melts earlier than expected, pressure around mothers and cubs increases sharply. In rare situations, a male may direct attention toward a cub as a way to secure immediate nourishment. The mother, often weighing only about half as much as the male, is forced into a high-risk stand to shield a youngster weighing just 20 to 30 pounds. This turns the melting season into a harsh trial, where a mother must claim every possible chance of survival for her cub, or soon enter a new reproductive cycle, helping the species endure under some of the most demanding conditions on Earth. Among the greatest challenges a polar bear faces, an adult walrus is the most physically formidable opponent. A full-grown walrus can weigh up to 4,000 pounds, while even a highly capable polar bear may weigh around 1,500 pounds. With long, powerful tusks, walruses can drive forceful pushes that make the bear hesitate with every attempted approach. Because of this, taking down a walrus is a major challenge. Polar bears rarely choose a direct confrontation with the strongest adults. Instead, they watch from the edge of the herd, scanning for juveniles near the shoreline using a stampede strategy. The bear appears suddenly from downwind, rushes straight into the group, and triggers chaotic pressure. As the massive adults surge towards the water, the bear focuses on juveniles that fall behind or weaker individuals that cannot keep pace. The payoff can be enormous, around 150,000 calories, roughly equal to the energy gained from a ringed seal. And it is this flexibility and intelligence that helps the polar bear sustain its rhythm, remaining the dominant land hunter of the far north. As seal-breathing holes become fewer and harder to access, reaching seals grows more difficult. Polar bears are forced to turn to smaller energy sources that are easier to reach. Along coastal cliffs that rise dozens of feet, seabirds gather in dense nesting colonies, turning the rocky slopes into a scattered food store. A polar bear climbs the steep terrain, carefully placing each wide paw onto narrow ledges to reach nests set close to the cliff's edge. Compared to a full-grown seal, seabird eggs provide only a modest number of calories. Still, during the summer months, each small clutch helps fill part of the energy gap. The moment a polar bear moves quietly beneath the chaotic calls of seabirds reveals another side of an apex hunter, accepting smaller rewards, repeated many times, to hold on through one more season on bare rock instead of snow and ice. At the mouth of a melting glacier, the tide rises and falls by about 6 feet each cycle. The polar bear tracks each surge of water, waiting for the moment a pod of milky white belugas is pushed close to the shallow shore, where a rare opening appears. It climbs onto slick, cold rock outcrops, searching for a high angle to close in. But shifting depth and too many escape routes make the chance vanish in an instant. Even so, the bear tries again, swimming to cut off the beluga's path and press an approach. Water sprays upward, the polar bear is left alone, and precious energy is spent on an unfinished opportunity. Switching strategy, the polar bear moves onto flatter ice, where breathing holes speckle the white surface like dots. Belugas can hold their breath for up to about 20 minutes, but they still must return to the surface on a steady cycle. Now the bear only needs silence, memorizing the spacing between breathing holes like reading an invisible map. The critical moment arrives. The bear slides a few feet in a low posture, driving force from the shoulders, timing the split second when the water opens and closes again. From a missed chance on the rocks to a precise wait beside a breathing hole, the polar bear reveals a hard lesson of the Arctic. When the environment shifts, the one that endures is not only strong, it must be patient and always solve the energy equation correctly. At the end of summer, along coastal areas where freshwater flows into the sea, salmon begin their upstream run. Guided by instinct, the polar bear returns to the river, choosing shallow stretches only a few feet deep, where the current narrows and the fish are forced to reveal themselves in a hurried push forward. In that moment, the polar bear uses height and reflexes, tracking movement beneath the surface and waiting for the instant a salmon accelerates past. Quick snaps in a split second are enough to secure a fish weighing a few pounds before it can slip away, helping fill part of the energy gap left by the melting season. The sight of a polar bear waiting patiently in the cold river, moving in rhythm with the salmon migration, reveals another side of this Arctic hunter, always trying to read the flow ahead, choosing the right position and the right timing to make the most of every opportunity the short season provides. When the shadow of an orca glides beneath the surface, the ocean seems to hold its breath. It is not the largest creature, yet it commands every space in the water. It communicates through echoes, moves with strategy, and finishes each pursuit with calm precision. This is the strength of planning, not impulse. Is there any other creature that dares to challenge the orca's place as the ruler of the deep? Orcas are the largest members of the dolphin family, found from the icy polar regions to warm coastal waters. An adult can reach up to 30 feet in length and weigh more than 12,000 pounds, yet it remains remarkably agile. They live in tight-knit family groups, communicating and coordinating through a refined sound system. Beneath their black and white skin is a sharp, capable mind that remembers migration routes and adjusts tactics to each environment. With the ability to thrive from shallow waters to deep ocean trenches, orcas consistently hold their place as supreme hunters of the sea. In many cold and temperate oceans, the great white shark is still seen as a symbol of solitary power. With a body that can reach nearly 5,000 pounds and a bite force measuring thousands of pounds, it can control large prey with a single well-timed strike. Yet even this legendary predator can sometimes find itself at a disadvantage. Orcas read and exploit the shark's weaknesses by watching even the smallest reactions. They use high-frequency sound to disrupt the shark's ability to sense electrical signals in the water. At the right moment, an orca does not display force loudly. One member distracts from the front, causing the shark to keep changing direction. Meanwhile, the others close the circle, and gradually the great white loses the advantage it had at the start. There are even recorded cases showing that orcas selectively target the shark's most energy-rich internal resources before leaving the rest behind, an approach that highlights strategy rather than brute force. In the vast ocean, the most formidable creature is not always the strongest one, but the one that turns intelligence into its greatest advantage. On drifting ice near the edge of the polar seas, seals weighing 300 to 600 pounds use the flat surface to rest after long hours of diving for fish. Their thick layer of fat keeps them warm in icy water, but it also makes their movements on the ice slower and less stable. To orcas, this is a high-energy target with natural openings. The pod uses a technique called wave washing, an example of collective intelligence at work. When the quiet signal passes through the group, they accelerate together, pushing water forward with a force equal to hundreds of pounds against the edge of the ice, and making the surface tilt and sway. This method is not simple instinct, but a skill refined over time. If the first attempt does not work, a few members pull back to observe, adjust the angle, and build a better wave, guiding the seal off the ice without needing a long chase. Once the seal slips into the water, the orcas close every escape route within a few quick strokes. This is a confrontation between physical strength and collective strategy. For orcas, these waves are not just a technique, they are a hunting craft passed down through generations. Across the vast open sea, humpback whales tell a different story. They are known for migration journeys that stretch thousands of miles, leaving warm coastal bays where mothers give birth and raise their young, to reach feeding grounds rich in food but full of challenges. There, pods of 10 to 20 orcas wait like unseen guardians of the ocean. They understand that for a humpback mother and her calf, timing and location matter more than anything else. The orcas follow at a measured distance, waiting for narrow passages or choppy waters, looking for a moment when the calf drifts just slightly out of alignment with its mother. At the right time, one orca cuts in from the side, breaking the protective formation. The humpback mother tries to shield her calf, turning her body again and again. But a young whale still learning to swim long distances has limited stamina and gradually loses its early advantage. Here, the orca is not only a hunter, but a true strategist of the ocean. And the humpback mother, though exhausted, remains a symbol of unwavering maternal devotion in the vast sea. In the deep blue waters offshore, the blue whale appears as the gentle giant of the ocean, stretching more than 100 feet and weighing hundreds of tons. Yet beneath those seemingly calm waves, a pod of orcas senses a rare opportunity. A massive whale that has drifted away from its group and shows signs of fatigue. In the open sea, a single moment of weakness can change everything. Instead of confronting it directly, the orcas choose a strategy of steady pressure. One by one, they move in, maintaining constant tension that prevents the blue whale from gaining enough distance to recover its strength. Each powerful sweep of the whale's tail can push several orcas back, but the pod knows how to avoid the danger. Minute by minute, the advantage slowly slips away from the giant. As exhaustion builds, the outcome becomes inevitable. Size is no longer a shield, and even the largest creatures can falter when faced with unified strength and intelligent coordination. In calm but deep waters, where the seafloor is covered in fine sand, rays press their bodies flat against the bottom, like still wing-shaped shadows. Many species, including stingrays, carry a sharp spine at the tip of the tail for protection. With this type of prey, an orca keeps its distance, turning its body to create a wide arc before sweeping its tail in a powerful burst of water. Under such force, the ray has little ability to maintain its position. This skill shows that orcas rely not only on strength, but also on experience and memory, forming a living strategy map of the ocean. Dolphins glide across the deep blue surface like silver arrows, symbols of ocean agility and sharp intelligence. With compact bodies, speeds of more than 20 miles per hour, and the ability to change direction in an instant, they hunt efficiently while avoiding most dangers. Living in pods and communicating through sound, dolphins are rarely easy targets. But against orcas, those advantages gradually fade. The pod splits into two groups. One stays behind, maintaining steady pressure so the dolphins must keep accelerating and turning until their formation begins to stretch. The other group waits ahead, blocking possible escape paths and creating an invisible net that slows them down and disrupts their structure. The moment a young or tired dolphin slips out of this protective formation, an opportunity opens. An orca accelerates over a short distance, makes a precise, energy-efficient move, and brings the pursuit to a quick end. When facing one of the fastest swimmers in the ocean, the orca's real advantage lies in reading the water, predicting movement, and coordinating as if the entire pod were a single body. Sea lions, close relatives of seals, often rest on shorelines right at the water's edge. Yet this moment that seems safe can unintentionally create an opening. A pod of orcas waits offshore, patient and hidden, watching for young sea lions that wander or drift slightly away from the group. When one lets its guard down, several orcas surge forward, sliding partway onto the shore and using the momentum of their entire bodies to close the distance in a single wave. Once the chase reaches deeper water, the chance of escape becomes extremely small. The orcas take turns approaching from the sides, keeping the sea lion within a tight formation, closing every route within just a few strong strokes. The Arctic remains cold, and the polar bear still stands as a symbol of endurance, both dominant and fragile, as each melting season arrives. Every moment is only one piece in an energy equation that never stops. If this journey reaches viewers who care about the wild world, you can press like and subscribe to support the story. It is a simple message that Arctic stories are worth continuing to tell.